I believe in courage, the kind that's needed to overcome the obstacles in my life. Nothing extreme, just the little acts of bravery which change me in a positive way. Courage is important to me because I feel somewhat lacking of it. I wouldn't call it my strong suit. I prefer to stay in my comfort zone. I know what I like, and that's enough for me. But sometimes it's necessary to branch out. That's where courage plays a major role. Without it, we could never develop, but too much of it and humankind would be a reckless species. That's why I believe that an ounce of courage can lead to infinite amounts of change. A small act of courage could be mustering up the bravery to try out a new food. Maybe you've never liked spicy dishes, so you try it while traveling, and you fall in love with the flavor. It could even be the strength your younger self demonstrated when you first chose to sleep in the dark, without a nightlight. The bravery put forth was essential in growing as an individual. Although these types of actions may seem routine in your life now, they were all kickstarted by some small act of courage. My greatest memory of courage is embedded in my childhood, when I showed myself that courage did indeed exist. I literally took a leap of faith, and in the end, it worked out for me. When I was 10 years old, I lived in Switzerland. During the summer of that year, my family often visited our local swimming pool. We'd leave in the morning, trying to beat the blazing heat of the afternoon, and we would return just after lunch, smelling of chlorine. The pool complex consisted of a kiddie pool, a lazy river, a slide, and a diving well. Living in Switzerland, children above the age of 6 were allowed to roam freely without adult supervision. Therefore, being an adventurous young girl, I convinced my sister to venture over to the diving well with me, where we could jump off the 10-meter platform. Although she was only 7 years old, I told her that the highest platform would be the most fun to jump off of, so she believed me. Upon reaching the base of the tower, we were both slightly frightened by the daunting 5-story structure looming above us, and I had to convince my sister that it would be okay. After several minutes of negotiation, we slowly started climbing the winding stairs, instilling a feeling of dizziness. Upon reaching the top, we could feel a strong whip of the air around us, and everything had gone dead silent. All I could hear was the pounding of my heart and my sister's deep breaths. I was coming to the realization that this wasn't the best idea after all. However, I needed to remain strong and unfazed so that my sister wouldn't back out. She immediately started complaining and refused to take another step. I tried to coerce her into coming, promising that it would be all right, but she wouldn't budge. That's when I decided that I needed to be an example for her, demonstrate how it was done, and jump. I approached the edge of the concrete platform, curling my toes over the ledge, and could feel my stomach churning, but I couldn't back down now. So I closed my eyes and counted to 3, and with every last bit of courage, I jumped. For a split second, nothing, and then I felt myself falling, and piercing the water. I was alive. It wasn't so bad after all. After seeing my jump, my sister was reassured, and a few minutes later she jumped too. Once she realized that she was unharmed, we continued to jump off the platform countless more times until our parents told us it was time to go. By overcoming my own doubts through a mere act of courage, I had inspired my sister to surmount her own fear of jumping from heights. My courage led to a positive change in both my own life and my sister's. We had both grown stronger and braver from our experience. My sister is now 12 years old and competes in the sport of springboard diving. She hurls herself off diving boards high into the air, flipping around at insane speeds. She has won many competitions, yet is never scared of falling or hurting herself. It is here that I feel that my courage has made a difference. If I hadn't jumped off that 10-meter 5 years ago, my sister may have never had the courage to pursue her true sport, never being able to find her passion. That is why, no matter how big or small, an act of courage can truly transform the path of one's actions. Being courageous means finding the strength within yourself to do that which is frightening. That could be just about anything for anyone. So, I urge you to find that 1 ounce of courage instilled deep within your soul and use it to grow stronger in your own life, because I believe in courage.